Today's class we'll learn about Dartmouth versus Woodward. It all started in New Hampshire. Order in the court. Now introducing Dartmouth versus Woodward. Dartmouth, please state your case.
I'm here today to represent the private college of Dartmouth. We want to stay as a private college and prevent the changes made to our charter, bringing us to our precedent issue.
Okay, Woodward, please state your case.
We believe that original charter is outdated and needs revision. We have now given the private college a public face, and the governing roles inside of the university have now been set to a more reasonable selection by the state of New Hampshire.
In 1754, Reverend Wheelock founded a charity school for civilizing and spreading the Christian knowledge to children of pagans. So like school for Native Americans living in that time in colonial America. Wheelock sought funds for England and New Hampshire to raise funds for the school. The Board of Trustees, or the Board of Directors of Dartmouth, including Wheelock, received a corporate charter from England in 1769 from King George III to educate natives. English children and all others who wanted education could now go to Dartmouth. Dartmouth was actually named after one of its major sponsors, the Honorable William, Earl of Dartmouth.
Dartmouth, do you have a condescending statement?
In fact, I do. Shall our state legislators be allowed to take that which is not their own, to turn it from its original use and apply it to such ends and purposes as they see in their own discretion fit? If so, it would be a necessity to have it applied to all private institutions and not just our own. Also, the charter is our contract, and by under no circumstances should a specific state have the authority to break what is granted to us.
The problem all started in 1816 when the senior trustees of the school didn't want to expand the board's membership from 12 to 21. The junior board of trustees wanted to increase the number of people to grant control of the college to New Hampshire's state legislature, which had passed a law changing the original charter from private to state control. New Hampshire ruled that Dartmouth was a province of the state, and the original Board of Trustees and Wheelock didn't think this was cool, so they sought further review from the U.S. Supreme Court.
During the case, Webster represented the original trustees, probably because he actually went to Dartmouth. He talked of how alumni wanted the school to remain private, emphasizing that people love the old school.
King George III granted us permission in written form and signed it with his name. Therefore, any changes you grant yourself are void. It is just not possible to break a written charter between a party and King George III himself.
If I may intervene, I'll have to object to your reasoning.
The majority opinion of the case was written by Chief Justice Marshall. He reversed the action of the state legislature of New Hampshire in favor of the college. By doing this, the court upheld the private charter even though the original charter was made with King George III and the United States was no longer part of England at the time. Marshall's reasoning behind that was Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution prevented the states from meddling in private contracts and charters. The quote is, "No state shall pass any law impairing obligation of the contracts." The court is also explained that not just Dartmouth, but other private institutions' charters can't be messed with separate institutions. U.S. Supreme Court's first case dealing with a dispute involving education, but also because it provided constitutional protections for private contracts about an educational context. In sum, Dartmouth still serves as a useful precedent for cases dealing with state interference with private schools.
What the American people have said in the Constitution of the United States, that no state shall pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts. In the same instrument, they have also said that the judicial power shall extend to all cases in law and equality arising under the Constitution. On the judges of this court, then, is opposed the high and solemn duties of protecting from even the legislative violation those contracts with which the Constitution of our country has placed beyond legislative control. And however irksome the task may be, this is a duty which we may not dare shirk. Any questions?
Brought to you by students like you. Thank you.
Oh, roll. Alright. Good.
Rolling.
Rolling. Dartmouth. Do you have...
We're still recording.
Judicial law. Judicial... Now! Now!
Okay, we're ready.